Oh, thank God there's sound this time. Welcome to Fate Extra. That whole time with the logos was killing me. I think the sound wasn't working because I had the PSP running and then I plugged in my headphones. I think that's what was causing trouble. Okay. Holy shit, there's sound. I started to do a whole intro before and then I realized, wait, why is it so quiet? There's supposed to be like water noises. So yes, this is Fate Extra. I had this today. I wasn't planning on recording anything. This is a complete on a whim thing. To 100%. And I'll talk more about that as we get into it and start running around and kind of doing stuff. Let's just kind of get started first. Normal's good. I also know there are a number of dead ends and potentially fatal choices in the game. Create multiple saves. That's a work of fiction, blah, 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 blah. So it's been a good decade since I've played this. I will make mistakes, but I do know the major choices that I want to make already. Also, there's going to be a lot of reading. God damn. It's a bright, sunny morning. The air is filled with the joyous laughter of students. There's more activity than normal in front of the school gate. Can I make this go faster in the menus later? A crowd is forming as students are being called over. I wonder what's going on. When I peer into the center of the hubbub, that's a really good word. I like hubbub. I see my friend and student council president, Issei Ryudo. Good morning. Lovely weather we're having, don't you think? If I recall, that's what he sounded like in the anime. Why do you look so surprised? We announced at last week's assembly that this month the student council would strictly enforce school rules. I've been tasked with performing inspections to ensure students are in compliance with school rules. Now, it goes without saying that everyone is subject to inspections, even old friends. Now then, uniform inspection time. Collar, check. Pant hems, check. And your socks, check. Next is the contents of your bag. Notebooks, textbooks, pencil box. Not even a whiff of contraband. Your nails are evenly cut and your haircut is sensible. Well, I'd be thrown right the fuck out for my hair. It is completely untamable. Indeed, quite remarkable. You're a model Tsukumihara Academy student. You can't just throw words at me like that, Issei. Someone like you ought to consider a future in student government. You'd be a perfect fit. Oh, but I'd never try to coerce you into joining the student council. We aren't like that. Now then, off to your classroom. Enjoy your day. Before I can reply, Mr. Diligent Student Council President is on to the next student's inspection. Hungry for gossip on their way to their classrooms, the students jabber about the inspections. Things are always so gently bustling in the morning. Another peaceful beginning to another peaceful day. That's when the Fire Nation attacked. Oh, here we go. Press triangle to open the blah blah blah, and I want to adjust my game options, please! Message speed fast! I read a hell of a lot faster than the game does, apparently. Event voices. I'm not exactly sure what that alludes to. I don't remember if... I know there are voices in the game, like for some cutscenes and stuff. I don't know if like they actually read the dialogue. It's been too long. I'll keep it on for now, but I am going to be reading everyone's dialogue. Even if it's voiced. So, okay. Welcome and enjoy your stay at Tsukimihara Academy. I just wanted to try saying that once, just to see how corny it would sound. If you continue right, you'll find the archery range, but you should head for the school building now. Your classroom's on the second floor, right? If you don't get to your classroom soon, you'll incite Tiger's wrath. You got it, Chief. Yep. So, I had been planning to play this since I started, like, making stuff a year and a half ago. Where am I going, dude? Oh man, I gotta go to the bathroom before homeroom starts. My eyes are starting to float. That's gross. And then we'd better hurry to the classroom. Our classroom? 2A, ring a bell? Oh, here it is. A few months ago, I was like, hey, maybe I'll do Fate Extra. And then I saw Type Moon uploaded a trailer for a remake. Fate Extra Record. And then I was like, ah, shit, maybe I should wait for that. But I was thinking about it. Chimes raise curtains on humble days, precious as a handful of dust. That remake's not going to be for ages, and looking at it, it's going to be... The story's going to be similar, one would imagine, but gameplay-wise, it's going to be completely different. So, I'm not too worried about that, plus it'll probably be like another 2 years before it's out anyway. The CCC fan translation is going to be out before then, and I want to play that right when it gets out. So I'll just do normal extra now, and be ready then. As I enter class, I see Mato with a bunch of girls. Why he's so popular is a mystery. Mostly because he's a total dickbag in every reality. Oh. Yeah, they do the voices for the things. Hey, when did you show up? You're so quiet and dull, I didn't even notice you. Even though we've been friends since our freshman year, right? Fuck, I think I need to turn off their voices. Can I do that during this? No, I cannot. I think I just turned on... Oh no, I turned on auto! Shinji, shut up! Oh, never. Triangle just moves to the next message. I thought I'm used to triangle being auto text in Final Fantasy XIV, so I pushed it again and it just skipped again. Shinji's a prick. Who cares what he said? I mean, anyone would seem boring and stupid when compared to me. Yeah, see? I'll turn off event voices the next time I'm in control. It's a little early for so much abuse, but as it's Shinji Mato, it can't be helped. His arrogance is almost palatable. I don't know what he's saying, but it makes all the girls squeal with joy. Actually, let me rephrase. His popularity isn't so much mysterious as it is... unnatural. The music's also a little loud. I was just doing a little math tutoring. This stuff's beyond easy. For me, anyway. Wait a sec. Hey, Mato, isn't the answer to this question totally wrong in every way? What in the... I'm the one who solved that. There's no way it could be wrong. But look at this. Since when did 2 + 2 = 5? I never made such a stupid mistake. It's all your fault. You're the idiots here, not me. As Shinji raises his voice, the girls all panic and run back to their desk. I hate dealing with a proletariat, especially when they think they're my equal. It's really pathetic that these worms don't know their place. That's why I like you so much. Even though you're boring, you know not to steal my thunder. You're the ultimate sidekick. Shinji flashes me a smile. It's weird how I never take offense at the way he talks to me. By some strange twist of fate, Shinji Mato and I are friends. How we became friends was... can't quite remember how it happened. I want to say we met in spring sometime. The bell for class rings as I try to recollect. And who should fly through the door but our homeroom teacher, Miss Fujimura. Whew! Made it! Good morning, every... Tired girl is dead. And... Miss Fujimura trips, falling painfully onto the floor. I should have hit my couch instead of clapped far away from the mic. I should have gone... I have no idea how that sounded on your end, and I am so sorry if that was horrible. As she lands, her head strikes the corner of the platform at the front of the classroom. The classroom goes dead silent. Every student's attention is focused on the same thing. Will she get back up? Again? How does she manage to trip in the same place every time? Listen, you. This isn't the time to be making stupid jokes. You're right, she isn't moving. Did she get knocked out or something? A few brave students get out of their seats and crowd around the still comatose Fujimura. Hey, Miss Fujimura. Miss Fujimura? Are you okay? What? Huh? What's wrong, everyone? Hey, class is about to start, so get back to your seats, pronto! She wasn't able to bum breakfast off anyone this morning, I guess. Miss Fujimura jumps to her feet as if nothing had happened. It's almost as if the memory of her sudden and violent trip to the floor had totally erased. As this happens all the time, no one seems to notice or care enough to say anything. No one gives a thought to how odd it is for this to happen every single day. The scene playing out before me seems to never change from day to day. The same exact lessons, the same exact subject, the exact same content, the exact same misreading. Today we're going to study the biography of Dr. Peaceman, a talented physician who... Miss Fujimura, is conducting class today the same way she does every day. Isn't Peaceman a Hideo Kojima character? War Peaceman? You may not know, but when I was young, an unknown pathogen was the cause of a serious epidemic. In fact, outbreaks were common, but now most illnesses are cured using nano thingamajigs. And FYI, I'm still young. This will be on the test, so make sure you don't forget it. I mean it. Her ensuing laughter stopped short at her eyes, which seemed deadly serious. Just as everyone's about to call Fujimura out, the bell signaling the end of class rings. Alright, that's all for today. Be sure to study hard tonight, and don't forget those important points I told you about. Whoosh. While today's class wasn't all that boring, it's a relief when the bell rings. As the bell signaling the end of the day sounds, students begin to break off into small groups. Thank God that's over. I'm getting sick of all the busy work. Being a student sucks. The worst part of the whole deal is having to attend these stupid classes. You're still here? That's unusual. You don't have any plans, like a date or something. I'm just messing with you. I know you're too big of a nerd to ever get a date. Ah, eat shit, Shinji. I mean, you're just going to your dork club, the journalism club, right? Well, seeing as you're bored as stale bread, your life's exactly as it should be. You know exactly what your role in life is, and you stay there. Well, catch you later. See you in class tomorrow. Hey, that Shinji's kind of an asshole. Hey, the editor-in-chief of the journalism club is calling a general meeting. You'd better go. Guess the journalism club's been busy. I mean, with all the weird stuff happening. I'm in the journalism club? Huh? You're not a member? You're always talking in the hallway with the editor-in-chief. Seems kind of pathetic to just head straight home after school. I should join a club. People will think I'm a loser. I hate wearing uniforms. Should have gone somewhere that lets you just wear regular clothes. What? I'd kill to be able to wear the black uniform of the student council like you. I don't know what I'm doing up here. Guys always bolt when it's time to clean. The lies they tell to get out of helping are pathetic. What's up? Look who's here. It's the newspaper club's ace. Gotten any leads? What? Did you forget? You have to write an Unsolved Mysteries of Tsukumihara article. 1 for 3. Come on, I told you yesterday. There isn't very much time left before the deadline. Well, whatever. Your work's always good, so I'll leave this in your capable hands. Jeez, my benevolence is like a black panther running around. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So that's that. I've done some of the investigating. It's your job to do the rest. Don't look so surprised. There is a method to my madness. Okay, it's about the first preview edition, the one called Gateway to the Paranormal. So listen, there's supposedly an entrance to the spirit world at the rear of the archery range. One time, a male student who got bullied a lot was told to pick up trash there and vanished. Everyone's totally convinced that there's paranormal activity going on back there. Isn't that scary? I mean, ridiculous. Anyway, go sniff out the truth. Leave no stone unturned. Your nose and eyes are the tools of the trade for a journalist. Got it? You're the mysterious one. Your reply should be yes, ma'am. Alright, hop to it. Well, okay then. I was going to say, if I recall, the archery range is over here, and then I got out of the blue. A feeling that something was moving behind the door overcame me. As a rule, students aren't allowed inside the supply room. It might just be a rat or something. Celebrating yet another birthday bash. For some unknown reason, I find my eyes drawn to the door of the supply room when the door is suddenly and violently thrown open. Chris Angel? Is that you? What do you think you're doing? Without warning, a man appears from out of the shadows, dressed in black with a dour expression. The person in question is very intimidating. He's also out of uniform, but that sense of intimidation is immediately replaced with extreme discomfort and unease. Ah, shit, I didn't turn off the voices. A sudden, overwhelming sense of danger gives me goosebumps all over my body. His cold, blank stare sends chills down my spine, as though he's marking me for death. For some reason, it feels as if he's deciding whether to break my neck or skin me alive. Odd. Your name doesn't appear to be on the list, but I'd better make sure. He begins to mutter under his breath while at the same time he reaches out with his right hand. The chills running down my spine gain intensity as waves of nausea and vertigo wash over me. I feel like a rabbit watching the wolf draw near. Maybe this isn't just raw terror. I think he's holding something that makes me feel this way. You're not even trying to fight. My instincts aren't as sharp as they should be. I need rest. The note of disgust in his voice is obvious as he slowly lowers his hand. The paralysis that seemed to take hold of me suddenly fades away. The man continues to look down on me with those dead eyes of his. Students are forbidden from entering the supply room. You do well to remember that. The campus is about to close. If you have nothing else to do, I advise you go home now. Yeah, see, and not even the whole thing's voiced. Just like some choice parts, so I'm not too worried about it. Is there anything else? Mata Nanika. My name is Mr. Kuzuki. I will be teaching here starting today. I think that voice is a little too deep, though. The man who introduces himself as Mr. Kuzuki turns and heads back into the supply room. I guess he lives there. With that, the final bell begins to chime, signaling the end of the school day. Everything begins to progress as normal, as if nothing out of the ordinary had happened. But I'm still sore and slicked with sweat, an all too real reminder of what happened. Wonderful. Now we have a teacher with obvious murderous intent teaching at our school. And event voice is off. Oh. Okay. We'll go with 8. I have a habit of turning things down lower than they should be. Like when I'm live. I just get worried about that. But I do get more leeway with the recorded stuff, so... But where am I going? Am I going to the archery range or am I going home? I'm getting mixed messages. caught me in the middle of cleaning. Those archery club kids don't even unstring their bows. The worst is when they leave their arrows stuck in the target mound. I usually make the kids do it, but there's no club activities leading up to exams, so I'm doing it. Huh? An entrance to the spirit world. It's just a rumor, it's not real. Exams are right around the corner, so don't waste your time on stuff like that. Go home, shoot, shoot! What appears in the archery range isn't an entrance to the spirit world, but it's Miss Fujimura. Well, I can't say I'm surprised she's behind one of Tsukumiharu's mysteries. It's fitting, and I'm giving myself that point. 2 and 2. I'll report this tomorrow, so I can go home now if I want. A day will pass if you go home. Thanks, God. I just saved. I'm good. Humble days as precious as gold dust. Where are the buyers? I don't know, but I got tea. As I walk into class, the girls that normally flock around Shinji Mato aren't there. Shinji seems to be in a bad mood today. His usual posse of girls is keeping their distance. I'll ask him if something happened. Him existing is enough. What? Like I'd tell you if anything happened to me. Which it didn't. Nothing happened at all. Hey, you know that Ice Queen Rin Tosaka? She thinks she's so much better than everyone else. At first, I thought she'd be the only one who understood how lonely it is at the top. I tried talking to her yesterday, but I got nowhere. Maybe I just intimidate her or something. I might have lost a few points for getting violent, but girls who talk back to me get slapped. Aw, fuck you, Shinji. I never hook up with such a violent, stuck-up bitch like that, no matter how hot she is. What a waste. She'd be perfect if she'd just keep her mouth shut. You agree with me, right? Right? Shinji, I kind of want to cold cock you right here. Looks like there's some tension between Shinji and Rin Tosaka. Knowing Shinji, he probably hit on her and got shot down. Why'd she take a shot at me? I thought she was gonna spinning star kick me next. He continues to whine under his breath. I can only imagine how sleazy Shinji was being with her. Normally his super aggressive approach works, but obviously didn't work with Rin Tosaka. Life's more interesting when it's got little shakeups like this. Don't even talk to guys like that, ladies. Just walk away. They're not worth your time. They're just assholes. As if right on cue, Miss Fujimura barges into the classroom as the bell sounds. Whew! I made it. Good morning, everyone. Alright, no one's absent, and since there's no announcements, let's just start homeroom. As soon as she turns to reach for the talk, she trips. Oh, wait. That doesn't work when you switch the T and the T. And falls as she always does. As she falls, her fingernails drag across the blackboard with a horrifying sound. And thus, another typically mundane day begins anew. And though the Great War had finally come to an end, regional conflicts still persist. Despite the suffering of the previous generation, battles are still waged 30 years on. Standing behind the lectern today is the school's newest teacher, Kuzuki. Although he's supposed to be teaching math, his lesson seems to have gone off on a tangent. He said 30. Now instead of armies, the attacks in the ever greater numbers were being carried out by terrorists. And in an attempt to suppress these terrorist groups, terrorist should not be plural in that sentence. With that, the bell signaling the end of classes sounds. And with the end of the day here, the tension in the classroom drops immediately. Alright, let us end here today. Oh yes, before I forget, there is an announcement from the student counselor. Recently, a rise in the number of slashing incidents has made the surrounding area dangerous. With that in mind, keep any detours to a minimum and head home as quickly as possible. Get home quickly? Good advice, but I still have to finish a few assignments for the journalism club. Why I'm so gung-ho about investigating the school's 7 wonders is a mystery even to me, but it seems important for some reason. I have to turn in yesterday's report. I better go see the editor-in-chief this evening. Why is it always mysteries about stuff, huh? Why do there have to be mysteries? Just live with it. Hey, guess what? I just passed this gorgeous girl on the stairs. Could she be a new student? What? I'm sure you're just talking about Rin Tosaka from Class B. Rin Tosaka? Never heard of her. You've really never heard of her? Pretty, athletic, smart, classy. She fucking spin-kicked Shinji? Or a stuck-up Miss Perfect who all the guys adore and all the girls despise? Wouldn't it be unrealistic to call Rin Tosaka the most popular girl in the whole school? You pulling my leg? Girl, you're so dense you probably wouldn't feel it if I pulled your leg anyway. What? I'm not dense. Much. But she wasn't wearing her school uniform. She was wearing red. How do you explain that? I don't know. I hadn't noticed. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. You would. Come on, let's hurry to our club. Yeah. Oh. I almost went to the stairs. Oh, our club's ace. Did you find out anything yesterday? Interesting. So it was Tiger. Of course there's no entrance to the spirit world. Thanks to you, the article will be great. Are you ready for the next article assignment? The next unsolved mystery is... Yesterday there was a girl dressed in red on the rooftop. Rumors about a little red rooftop are spreading. Go find out what this is all about. A journalist lets the news guide their feet to the rooftop. I guess she and her cronies are just gonna hang out here. I yawn, then turn the doorknob and the metal door opens silently on its hinges. No door has ever opened silently on its hinges. As a rule, no one's allowed up on the roof, but I can see someone's elongated shadow. The vibrant colors set off by the setting of the sun is enough to take one's breath away. And text messages distract you from reading every once in a while as well. My sister found Pokemon. Oh, that's cool. It's like an elite trainer kind of... Oh, I haven't seen those before. Huh, it's like the... It's the Elite Trainer box, but it's also got like some promos with it too at Sam's Club. Huh. Neat. I've never seen that. Alright. Under the now blood red sky, a single girl looks out onto the town that spreads out below. Like a figure out of a painting, the girl seems to shine with the same red glow as the setting sun. She's got her butt hanging out too. What a beautiful sunset. I can only imagine how captivating the sight must be for the people who live here. It's indeed a very beautiful scene. Shame it doesn't really exist. On the surface it seems like such a benign, peaceful world. Pity it'll soon come to an end. This place is merely an idealized imitation of the real world, and one done in poor taste. Wonder if there's any value to a memory that can only be observed and then left behind. Not quite sure if that last statement was supposed to express disgust or disappointment. As she finishes speaking, a faint smile forms on the girl's lips as she slowly turns in my direction. Her unwavering gaze makes it seem like she can see things hidden to others. Her eyes seem to shine with an intensity that rivals that of the fiery red of the evening sky. What's this? Notice from the system? Thanks for bringing it to me. Huh? That's not it? That means you must be one of the generic, students. If one of the irrelevant NPCs can get up here, I guess I'll have to find another place to hang out. Huh. Continuing to mumble quietly to herself, the girl quickly walks my way. Oh well, at least this is a good opportunity for me to look one of you over. Stand still, you. Unexpectedly, her finger reaches out and touches my cheek. Wanna hold hands? Ow! Wait, what's this? Is this a warning from the system? Direct interference does break the rules after all. Okay, bye. Mumbling to herself, the girl disappears without a trace. It's like no one was ever there at all. She vanished? There or not, her form's been indelibly burned into my mind. Oh, you're still here. It's almost time to leave school, so you should prepare to go home. What's wrong? You look a little pale. Can I just read all of the lines with Issei's voice? Because that's one I can, do consistently. That's closer to my actual voice. The sound of Issei's voice pulls me back to reality. I must look completely dazed and confused. Maybe I'm tired, or... I'll talk with the editor-in-chief again tomorrow. In any case, I think the course of wisdom for now would be to go home like Issei says. I don't know what happens if you say don't leave. But I also don't really care to find out. Auspicious star, such dazzling light. It drowns even the chime of bells. 1 day remaining. I don't know why I keep taking a drink during the transition there, because I know I'm not going to have enough time. I enter the classroom. Once again, Shinji Mato, and the seat next to me has a full house. Looks more like a pear, but whatever. I'm telling you, you don't have any talent. Give up for you. Oh, Shinji, I can't say that on YouTube. So you know what he said to that? What did he say? We're dying to know. Tell us. This wuss gets all boo-hoo and he says, I'll keep practicing until I can get better. I can get better than you, who skips practice. Sorry, I have to laugh. Anybody knows you can't practice your way into being a genius. If you want to practice something, you should practice not sounding like a tool. The guy's not a total maggot, but he's still trash and needs to find a garbage can. That moron. People aren't created equal. Even people who are born above average can never reach the same heights as the naturally gifted. You must be so talented if you don't need to practice, Mato. I feel bad for that kid. Trash can't help being trash. You should learn to stop dreaming about being something better. I hate reading Shinji's dialogue. The bell rings. In response, the gaggle of girls shuffle off to their own seats. While we wait for the teacher to arrive, I get caught up on what Shinji said for some reason. Whether or not Shinji has innate talent, I think it's pretty clear that I'm a nobody. A nobody with no goals. I mean, when I try to even think about the future, I get overwhelmed. As long as I keep plodding along, someday I'll reach my totally average future. Yay. That's what happens to everyone, right? There are actually people who break the pattern? How? I have no idea. For me, today's just another ordinary day. Good morning, everyone. Suddenly, my heart accelerates, each beat painfully strong. It's as if my body's on high alert. I know it's not a reaction to Miss Fujimura. No. Well, kids, this is a little out of the blue, but today I want to introduce you to a new friend. Don't you think you can choose who my friends are? It's him. That blonde boy is the one who's causing my body's fight or flight instincts to prickle. Go on, Leo. Introduce yourself. For what purpose? Huh? Well, Leo, you'll be attending school with these people, so I'm sure they'd like to know who you are. I see. These good people do not know my name yet. He steps forward and then in a louder voice says, Everyone, my name is Leonardo Bistario Harway. In time it will be a name known to all the world, but for now, it is the name of your classmate. I'm pleased to meet you all. I hope we can enjoy our time together. Classroom is silent. There aren't even any jabs at his eccentric manner of speaking or any coos over how pretty he is. Instead, the entire classroom is enthralled by his regal bearing, entranced even. And then Shinji opens his fucking mouth. Shinji's words come to mind. This is what it means to be on a different level. None of us plebes could ever hope to reach the level that this new kid lives on. It's not overextending to call his very existence transfixing. Like deer in headlights, we're immobilized by a presence far brighter than our own. His natural place is above us, looking down as our king. How did someone like him end up here? It must be a mistake. Anyway, everyone please make Leo feel welcome. Then, Leo, if you would please take a seat. It looks like the third seat in the second row from the right is open. Will that be okay? Leo? Oh, you're addressing me. I see no reason not to allow you to call me Leo, as it didn't feel awkward to hear it from you. If you have the chance, I'd very much like for a delightful woman like you to visit my country. What? Jeez, don't joke with your teacher. To your seat, Leo. I won't smack you since, well, it was kind of flattering of you to say that. Of course. I appreciate your diplomacy, Miss Fujimura. Ah, yes. Student on teacher, or teacher on student violence. Then the boy gave the kind of easy smile that only kids can. That simple smile washes away the tension in the room, and people even begin to smile themselves. I think he's not so much a king as a prince. Maybe above us, but he also has natural charisma that draws us up to his level. However, it seems that there's at least one person in class whose mileage varies. I don't like him. Flirting with a teacher already? Arrogant little twerp. Shinji's clearly not happy. If you have any questions, ask anyone in the class or myself. Come to me first. There's no need to be shy. Yes, I understand. I'm pleased I will be attending such a good school. Am I imagining things? Just for a second I thought he shifted his attention toward me. Not toward anyone else, not even Shinji, who's still bad-mouthing Leo, but to me alone. Right. There's no way a practically otherworldly person like him would notice bland me. We're just skipping straight to evening. The school day ended with nothing else of interest occurring. But that Leo... I can't shake the uneasiness he awoke in my heart. Oh, that's a weird sentence. Feels like cogs somewhere have become misaligned. No, I'm just excited because, for once, something happened. Well, besides what happened yesterday. I should report yesterday's findings to the editor-in-chief. So, this is going to be a longer game. So, these videos are going to be a bit longer than what I've been doing lately. I kind of have a headache. It's like static in my head. Maybe there's a cold going around? I say that because I'm looking at the record timer. It's not going to match the video time. I'm at 43 minutes now, and I had some technical problems earlier. What I've been doing lately is usually like an hour or so, These are going to be a bit longer because I don't want to have to do 30 parts. I hear a familiar voice as I walk down the hallway. It's coming from around the corner. And there you have it. To summarize, about 30% of the participants have overcome the computer's brainwashing. These individuals now remember who they are. They're all Class A Magi. One girl in particular made quick work of the brainwashing. You might say she's a natural, and therefore more adept than Magi have been more sheltered. Who have been more sheltered. Woo! Unlike those domesticated sheep, she's a wild Mouflon? Is that like some kind of... Is that a kind of sheep? I'm not a farmer. Stronger, rarer, wilder. She couldn't even bear to put on the school uniform the other sheep mindlessly wear. As novel as a girl's wildness is, wild things end up in cages. Still, keep your distance and your guard up. Voice coming from the front of the supply room is none other than that of a teacher, Kuzuki. He was speaking politely, almost reverently. However, this Rin Tosuka, the Harway, is an age to have voiced some concerns regarding her. She's the daughter of a noble family, which makes her unruly behavior even more unbecoming. Voice that chimes in to join Kuzuki's is none other than a transfer student, Leo's. Unlike in class, his voice held a childlike temerity. It seemed like Kuzuki's words bothered him. I simply just... She's a failure, like the other dropouts, and so... She's below your concern. There's nothing in the world that doesn't concern me, teacher. More importantly, I wonder what a domesticated being like me can learn from her wild bravery. There's nothing, because you're already perfect. Anything you lack is something the world itself lacks. It was a joke. It's been a while since I've been scolded. I think I enjoy it coming from you. In any case, I'll heed your warning about her. So, are there any other important happenings? It's worth noting the assassin sent by those alchemists. I've yet to confirm anything, but no doubt they're lurking about. I don't believe I've ever seen how an alchemist fights. Their charms, or their symbols, rather, are quite unusual. I have the opportunity now. Aren't you curious, teacher? Wait until I've checked about this assassin first. Those are the only ones to watch out for. However, there are others with excellent abilities. A handful of others have passed the prelims besides Rin Tosuka. I don't see the rush. I think there's much to be learned from observing the school. I'd like to take my time and enjoy, for instance, the beauty of things like the garden. They seem to employ quite the skilled gardener. You should see the garden too, Mr. Kuzuki. No, brother. I will respectfully decline. That ends my report. I see. Too bad. Then if you need anything else, it'll be best if we have as little contact with each other as possible. It's unusual for a teacher and a student to meet like this. I understand. Be careful. Yes, yes. You too, brother. Following those words, they both disappear, perfectly in sync with each other. I didn't understand what they were saying, but I get the feeling I shouldn't have been listening. Ooh, our club's ace. Did you find out anything yesterday? What? Little Miss Rooftop vanished before your eyes? She disappeared. There isn't anything we can do about that. Nothing we can do? What's with the editor-in-chief's reaction? It's not right. I thought she'd say something like, "Hey, don't scare me like that." Actually, the problematic part is how nonchalant she is that a person disappeared. Your next story will be Mystery of the Courtyard Chapel. The editor-in-chief keeps talking like nothing happened. She's already on the next thing. Should I say something? Hey, did you notice a chapel on campus, even though this isn't a mission school? Seems the chapel's been here longer than the school. It's just rumor, but they say it's haunted and magic rites are performed there. I'm sending you to investigate. The entrance to the courtyard is on the end of the right side of the first floor hallway. Uh-huh. You go into the garden? Keep your guard up, it's almost too quiet there. Lately I've been getting these crushing headaches at school. It's starting to freak me out. This is the nurse's office. I can feel the people inside, but I'm not quite sure how. Anyway, the door won't budge. Ah, that's good. Oh, that's not good. So, how about them cowboys? The man stands like a black stain, tainting the joyfully multicolored flower beds around him. It's the new teacher, Kuzuki. But the man standing in front of me isn't acting like a teacher by any stretch of the imagination. The sick malignancy of overbearing aggression fills the air, and then scattered around him are dead bodies of students? Why did you come in here? I'm certain I locked that door. I suppose I'll test you out. His thin lips hardly moved, but in the next instant, I'm bowled over, as if struck by an invisible force. Chaotic thoughts bury my brain like endless grains of sand. What happened? Can I move my limbs? Seriously, what was that? Kuzuki hasn't moved. No one else is nearby. Who? Why? How? My thoughts whirl. My heart races. I see what you are now. It isn't you, I suppose. His voice was a quiet hiss, but I could hear everything he said. This man with cold, inscrutable eyes raises his palm toward me. When I come to, I'm collapsed in the garden. The garden is silent. There's not even a trace of Kuzuki or of the corpses that had been there. I'm uninjured, though my body aches from laying on the hard ground. The cold sweat that had covered me is gone too. Only the piercing pain in my head remains. Maybe it was just a bad dream? I gulp air and attempt to stand. The ground seems to move under my feet. I'm delusional. Of course the ground isn't moving. I'll give my report to the editor-in-chief tomorrow and just go home for today. Yeah, we'll go. Yes, save. Where is the belfry? In that moment, gentle days end. 0 seconds. L, the L. When I entered the classroom this time, things were a bit different. Whoa! Okay, then how do you solve this problem, Leo? In this case, you substitute this for this and divide everything by x. It's the same simple equation you used earlier. Whoa, you're right. Thank you, Leo. Unlike someone else, he helps out his classmates without displaying an ounce of condescension. And that someone is directing a nasty scowl toward the new kid. Bunch of brown-nosing idiots will suck up to anyone who's got a bigger pea brain than theirs. Whatever. There's no skin off my back. People are ugly inside or ugly outside, too. Seems that Shinji's gaggle of female admirers has migrated to Leo's desk. For once, Shinji's irritation is kind of understandable. I'll give him this. Brat's a real charity worker, like on the charm for those sows. He's desperate to appear smarter than me. I'm the real smart one here. I see what he's doing. Dumb little kid doesn't know that I'm on to him. Reacting to Shinji's voice, Leo glances this way. Leo's expression is inscrutable, but not hostile. What do you want? You want to go? After a few false starts, Shinji finally manages to squeeze that out in a low voice. I don't know if Leo heard, but he gets out of his seat, and he beats Shinji's ass. Now, the recoil turns into a noticeable flinch, which Leo smiles kindly at in response. Unlike Shinji's, Leo's gestures are filled with dignity. If I have unknowingly given you cause to be malicious, I would like to deeply apologize. Shinji Mato, was it? I'll be careful not to upset you in the future. His message firmly delivered, Leo returns to his seat. His soft voice bore no note of hostility or resentment. I know it's hard to believe, but maybe Leo wasn't upset. He knows when to bow down to true authority, it seems. Such a nice guy. I'll just accept his apology. Yeah, it's not like you ever pissed me off. After visually confirming that Leo is otherwise occupied, Shinji feigns calmness and leans back. Whew, made it. Good morning, And that sound makes me cringe no matter how many times I hear it. Everyone's desensitized to it for the most part. Even knowing that she'll jump to her feet in a few seconds, we should probably worry more. Every time I hit, like, the side of my armrest here, it jiggles my mouse. And I'm worried about accidentally clicking things. Shinji still seems to be in a bad mood. It's obvious he doesn't like Leo all that much. But with him, it's impossible to tell if he's really mad or just being cynical. Either way, it's just more of the same. Just like our homeroom teacher's daily dramatic entrance. And once again, the day begins. Alrighty then, let's pick up where we left off. According to Dr. Peaceman's biography, during class I thought I saw Leo smirk a little, but other than that, nothing exciting occurred. Today's just another boring day in a long string of boring days. Who here knows what amnesia is? It's a terrifying condition where an individual loses all of their memories. I thought she said terrific. It's caused by brain damage, severe trauma, or even infections of one's mucous membranes. The secretion of the doctor's... Oh. The section of the doctor's biography we just covered touches on this condition. The cure for such a scary condition was discovered by Dr. Peaceman. With that said, using amnesia as an excuse for forgetting your homework isn't gonna fly. When I was young, a fair number of my classmates were unscrupulous enough to try this. Before you get any ideas, I'm still young. In fact, I'm putting that on a test. And as per the norm, Tiger's lecture starts to peter out. Just as a collective, this again, starts to rise from the students. Miss Fujimura. Without being acknowledged by the teacher, Leo suddenly rises to his feet. The tension in the classroom ratchets up immediately as all eyes focus on Leo. The young boy surveys the room with a mysterious smile, taking in everyone's startled glances. Oh, and, of course, my fellow classmates, it's time for me to leave. We'll probably never meet again, so I wish you all well. What the... Oh, my head... pain. And before I forget, Miss Fujimura, I think you're still young, even now. Just your presence is enough to remind me of the beauty of youth. You're a remarkable person. After what seemed to be a very slight bow, he immediately seems to disappear from the room. And he left all his shit laying around on his desk. All right then, let's continue. Please turn to page 86. And accompanied by the sound of flapping pages, the lesson goes on as if nothing had happened. Showing off like that in the middle of class. What a jackass. You have to use the jaw and be a little more discreet. And that I have to leave crap. Seriously, isn't he supposed to be some kind of aristocrat or princeling or something? Of course, what just happened is impossible. A highly suspicious disappearance in the middle of class and a teacher doesn't seem to care. No one in class says anything and the class continues as if nothing strange has happened. There's the same dull, dreary scene as yesterday. And the day before, this can't be natural. After Leo's exit from class, the lesson continues unabated, as if following a set script. Strange. This is definitely strange. It's as if the world tilted slightly and everything within it is starting to lose its sense of presence. My head feels like it's going to explode. I feel that. The pain is making it hard to remember who I am. Wait, come to think of it. I mean, really? Who am I? What is my name? How old am I? Where do I live? How many people are in my family? What was my life like before I started attending this school? I can't remember anything. My memory's been completely erased somehow. How and why did this happen? That's right. The editor-in-chief of the journalism club. As the president of the journalism club, she should at least know my name. I know I had to have filled out something when I first joined the club. I'll ask her. Hopefully she'll be in her normal spot. Hopefully she'll be in her normal static. Oh, our club's ace. Did you find out anything yesterday? Editor-in-chief is her usual cheery self. All I can think about is the pile of dead bodies I witnessed. No, I have to ask you about myself. I'll ask you what my name is. Huh? Your name? Just look it up in the registry in the library. Yeah, the school registry. That has everyone's names. If I look at the school registry, it might jog my memories. I'll go to the library. But where is it? To the right of these stairs. Ballin'. Want to see the registry of names? It's on a bookshelf in the library, I think. Toshokan, Toshokan. Found it. Tsukumi Hara. Hey, I said it. Academy Student Registry. Once I read through this, I should be able to remember everything about myself. I open the book and begin turning pages. Immediately, I notice something's terribly wrong. The pages are blank. Blank, blank, blank. Every single page was blank. I reach for last year's school registry, and when I start flipping through the pages, blank, 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 blank. What is happening here? Who am I? What am I? And just what is this place? Who am I? What am I? These shelves are where all the school's encyclopedias are kept. There are a number of different reference books from every time and place here. I can never read any dialogue like that and not hear it in Neil Breen's voice. Leo, bruh, you gotta help. There's something wrong with this place, but more worrying is the fact that I can't remember who I am. As I wander the campus, I see Leo walking down a hallway on the first floor. As a transfer student, I can't see why Leo would want to visit any of the freshmen. Also, there's nothing but a dead end up ahead. Wonder what Leo's really up to. I suddenly have this weird feeling that someone or something is up ahead in the hallway. Who, for some reason, is examining the wall at the end of the hallway with almost excessive interest. Attention to detail is quite impressive. Even the surrounding air is surprisingly substantial. If that's the case, this world is in some ways more real than the real world it represents. That's just my opinion. How about you guys? What are your thoughts on this? In that moment, it feels like my heart skips a beat. Almost immediately, my blood pressure skyrockets along with my body temperature. Podum, podum, podum. My pulse is like an explosion in my ears as my blood races through my veins, and the reason is clear. Now Leo, has turned to face me. I know now for sure he's talking to me, as there's nobody else present besides the two of us. Greetings. I believe this is the first time we've had an actual conversation. I don't feel any sense of hostility from Leo. In fact, his smile seems genuinely friendly. His smile has the same effect on me as the rising of the morning sun, warm and comforting. In addition to his smile, his presence is inviting and inclusive, and I find myself drawn to him. Oddly, my worries have vanished. All I can think of is doing as he says, and that's the only way to... My mind feels like it's in a haze. It's like Theo is controlling my thoughts somehow. Attending school wasn't half bad. I've never had the opportunity to go to one before now. In that respect, this has been quite an interesting experience. However, the time for fun has come to an end. I did not come here to play at being a student. No matter how enjoyable the detour, eventually one must return to their appointed path. And for me, the time to do so has arrived. With those final words, Leo turns his back on me. Farewell. No, that's not quite right. I don't think farewell would be accurate in this situation. For reasons I cannot explain, I have the distinct feeling that we will see each other again. So I guess I should use the more congenial see you later. Well, it's time for me to move on. I wish you the best of luck. Just walk right through that wall. With those final words, Leo disappears. It's like he ceases to exist. One moment his hand is on the wall, the next he's gone. The young man in front of me seemed to disappear before my very eyes. I want to say reality rejected his existence in it, but it feels like it was the opposite, that he refused to be constrained by it. It wasn't any special ability that allowed him to do so, just his strength of will. With his departure, I feel as if a great weight is lifted from my very being. And rather than be a cause for concern, it brings a fundamental question to mind. Who am I? Oh, as the question pops into my head, it begins to take on a life of its own, searing my brain. Sakura! Oh, it's you, brother. I heard that you skipped archery practice again. What the hell's wrong with you? I'm sorry, brother, but You've embarrassed me again! How many times must I repeat myself, Sakura? Are you stupid? I mean, if you keep listening to others instead of me? Wait. Did I call you my little sister? I don't have a sister. I mean, I've always wanted one, but... Man, recently things have been getting kind of flaky. Ugh. There is some crap on my screen, like on Shinji's cheek. And every time I think I clean it, it's still there. Ugh, damn it! What's this weird feeling? Brother, you appear to be experiencing fatigue. Inserting apology text, error detected. Please maintain a calm demeanor. Brother, please relax. Inserting reassurance text, error detected. What's up, Shinji? Whatever is the matter, brother? Select desired sister personality. Things will get worse if you don't decide, but any choice you make would be better than the wrong one. So why not totally lose it, brother? Calm down, brother. What's going on? Damn, everything's going haywire! Brother, wait. Cease forward progression. Male relation construct. Brother. Sakura Mato's speech begins to skip and repeat. Almost as if she's a malfunctioning robot. It's like she was reading from a script rather than engaging in a normal conversation. It wasn't only the incredible fleeing Shinji or the robotic Sakura that was going insane. Vertigo overcomes me as the school starts to waver. Something strange is happening to the world. Brother, you appear to be experiencing fatigue. Inserting apology text, error detected. That's normal. I say that all the time when I see my friends. I'm like, sup bitches, how was your week? Inserting apology text, error detected. So the school's main gate. It's the fastest way to return to the outside world. Something clearly not right about this place. And as for me, right, I'll just leave. Once I'm out of here, I'm positive things will return to normal. To walk right through that gate. Right, we just get through that gate. Take a single step beyond the gate. In addition to an excruciating headache, a painful jolt of electricity courses through my body. I can't move. My body, my consciousness rapidly fading. In this brief moment of time, I feel as if someone is talking to me. Trying to escape this world will be seen as a forfeiture of your place in the Holy Grail War. What does that mean? Immediately after thinking that, my consciousness ceases. Dead end? Aw, fuck you! Aw, double fuck you! Where did I say? Oh. Who's ready to fast forward? Do I have fast hold on? I need to... Shit! Hold on a second. Oh shit, that's a... You're too slow. I don't know if I'll keep this in or not because of the horrible crackly sounds from fast forward. Also, apparently, my fast forward key is also my screenshot key. But I like how I run fast as fuck. Yeah, I just saved like 10 screenshots. Save. Speaking of saving. I should probably change that later. I investigate the wall that Leo disappeared through. It's just a concrete wall at the end of the hallway. About the only thing on the floor is dust. But I'm positive there must be something here because Leo walked through the wall. It'd be so easy to turn around, go back down the hallway, and pretend nothing happened. There's still things I need to know. I have no memories. That means I've never had anywhere else to go but here. No place to return to. What was it that Leo said? No matter how enjoyable the detour, eventually one must return to their appointed path. That's what he said, didn't he? That beyond this wall lies the appointed path and the truth. If I follow him, I'll learn the answers to my questions, even if those answers are painful. But ignorance is bliss. Do I have the fortitude to face the truth and accept it? Sure. I don't want another dead end. Something's different. Down to the floors and the walls, the school has changed the very substance of its being. For some reason, reality cracking this way is intensely disturbing. This world around me is more than a painting, but not even as real as a sandcastle. I feel like it's so brittle I could tap it and the echo would shake this whole world. Where the boring concrete wall once stood, now there's a doorway that I can walk freely through. There's an entrance. No, an emergency exit, like stairs to the outside. It's not something of this world. I have no doubt that the world the door leads to is utterly alien. Whatever awaits me inside, whatever shape it takes, there's a certain sort of finality to seeing it. Ultimately, I've already committed to this path. I bid farewell to the false world and take my first step along the appointed path. Are you a mannequin? Like in the movie Mannequin? And Mannequin 2? I forgot the title. On the Move? Question mark? Beyond the door seems to be a dismal-looking scrapyard. Out in front of me is the smooth-skinned effigy. While trying to figure out exactly what to do with it. Welcome, potential master. A voice comes out of nowhere. That effigy with you is your sword and shield for what lies ahead. It will move in response to your commands. Now then, please proceed. The truth that you seek lies ahead. The motivations of the owner of that voice worry me, but it's obvious I won't learn anything by standing here. Also, there's no longer a path by which I can return. I've got no choice but to head into the darkness with only this strange doll as protection. It's the tutorial doll. I made it. Within the deepest depths of the world beyond the door. This place must be the goal I'm supposed to reach. At least, that's what I thought. It's stifling, the aura of purity that seems to act as a ward against corrupted souls who try to enter. The feeling is familiar. It has the feeling of a chapel where the spirits of the deceased still linger. Oh, that's one dead bro. First I didn't notice, being overwhelmed by the grandeur of the room. But to one side is a young man in a familiar uniform, lying still on the ground. He's also gray. I call out to him, but there's no response. I shake him in an attempt to wake him up when I notice he is stone cold. I go as cold as pale. I go as pale as the corpse before me, and I can no longer think coherently. All I can do is stare in bewilderment. It's at this moment. The fallen effigy lying next to the male student comes to his feet with a clatter. Before I get a chance to make sense of what's going on, it suddenly twists around and comes right at me. I was going to make a Stone Cold Steve Austin joke, but the opportunity never presented itself. Hey, my mannequin guy fucking sucks at this game. Dude, you got wrecked. Even I get at least one of them right. You seem to be lacking as well. I didn't stand a chance against that thing. Seems I wasn't qualified to be here. Me? Qualifications? That's right. I should know everything by now. The truth has to be here. But now... everything's going dark. Not even really scared. The only feeling that remains in me is regret. Even at the very end, I was unable to remember anything about myself. Someone, anyone, if you make it beyond here, please don't forget my name. Yeah, hour-long prologue. I'm debating on whether or not to skip this, but considering how long it's already going, if you don't want to see it, I guess look away. I mean, it's already like halfway done. Fate Extra. Make sure you save frequently. His story has ended. But what about yours? Before you write your own story, choose the vessel of your power. The vessel of my power is Rico. Oh, it wants me to choose my servant. So, I'm going with Archer. When Record comes out, I'll do Saber. I've played with each of them multiple times. Saber's like middle of the road in terms of functionality. Like, she's standard across the board. I didn't really like using Caster. Just not my style. I remember liking Archer. Like, having him, like his playstyle and the way his skills work. So I want to go with him. I'll use Saber in Record. Archer, technical. A person of military mien with an enigmatic air wrapped in a red cloak. The servant is for players who want to use a variety of skills. Yes, it was fun. Where is the belfry? At that moment, gentle days... Oh, I already read that one. I always awaken very abruptly. I don't even think I dream. I suddenly find myself walking to school. My headache worsens day by day until it finally buzzes in my head like an alarm. That day in potent numbness, I wake up twice as fast as normal. Usual, whatever. I walk to the schoolyard. It's clear and cloudless. 7:30 a.m., but... Wait, what season is it? When I try to recall what season it is, I start to get so dizzy I almost pass out. I may wind up back in bed if I let go and faint. For some time I've been embracing a rush of useless information. And pushing the wrong buttons. The normal stuff you'd see at a school, like the hustle and bustle of my classmates by the entrance. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. When I push a thought, my field of vision fizzles. Again today. There's a crowd of students milling in front of the school gate, and more are being directed that way. As to what's going on, there's a boy in a black uniform in front of the school gate. He's my friend, as I recall. He's Issei Ryudo, as I recall. I remember this from the first time. When Issei notices me looking at him, he pushes through the crowd. Good morning. What lovely weather we're having, don't you think? Why do you look so surprised? We announced at last week's assembly that this month the student council would strictly enforce school rules. He runs through his spiel as if this is the first time he'd ever disclosed this information. I already know this. I know it. I already know what happens. It's happened more than once. I'm seized by a headache. I'm so dizzy I feel like I'm being forcibly logged out by my consciousness. First, let me check your student ID. I shouldn't need to remind you, but it should be on you at all times. My login ID is being checked. It's so obvious now. I answer clearly to the question that usually makes me go dizzy. Are you a boy or a girl? Thanks, Professor Oak. I'm Rico. Rico. Oh, space. If you read... Rico Stew. That's like disco stew, so I need to change it some. You know what? Rico Shine. That's not a name. You know what? Rico Hikaru. There. That's like a people name. A nickname. Just Rico. Sure. I lost my shit ton of Ricos. Oh, here they are. Great. There's no telling when an emergency might occur, and it will be a help if you have your ID. It's been a while since we've had Rico make an appearance, so I feel nauseous. I know it has nothing to do with what I ate for breakfast this morning. I feel nauseous because of the world around me. It's repeating itself over and over, and that's making me sick. Now for the uniform inspection. Collar, check. Pant hems, check. And your socks, check. I'm not wearing pants, Issei. I want him to get out of my way. I want this repetition to stop. I push him aside and go forward. I'm not nice about it either. Next is the contents of your bag. Notebooks, textbooks, pencil box. Not even a whiff of contraband. Your nails are evenly cut, and your hair is sensible. Indeed, quite remarkable. You're a model Tsukumihara Academy student. 4 for 6, baby! He keeps on talking loudly, even though he's facing no one. Oh, I have a headache. I'm shivering. I know one thing for sure. This is wrong. This is not the school I know. It can't be. I have to go. I have to hurry and wake up, or else it'll be too late. But who am I awakening for? My anxiety and headaches are only getting worse. Afternoon arrives while I desperately try to find a way to escape this bizarre situation. As is now the norm, my vision is overlaid with some kind of unnatural distortion. Kids these days don't know what actual static is. Uneasiness, futility, emptiness. I want someone to explain to me the true nature behind all these feelings. There must be a key somewhere. Something that'll have the answers to all my questions. We were talking about that the other day. I'm planning on taking a road trip with my friends for Pokemon Regionals in December. And one of my friends is getting a van from his mom for it, like an older one. And it has an old TV in like the console overhead. And the antenna doesn't work. So when you turn it on, it's all static and we were just like, oh, it took me so far back. Because nowadays, if like you don't get something on the TV, it's just a black screen. Kids growing up these days only see static as like a throwback thing in movies on things where they don't belong. The moment I step foot on the first floor, my feelings of unease intensify. There's a student wearing a red uniform. Leo, the new transfer student. The instant I lay eyes on him, I immediately feel intimidated and humiliated. There's also someone trailing behind him. It looks like one of my classmates. The more I think, the more I realize that Leo isn't the only anomaly I've come across while on campus. There are other things that seem off as well. It's becoming clearer now. There are people who shouldn't exist. Students that mysteriously vanish. The fabric of reality is becoming unraveled. Don't turn away now. What is the truth? Don't turn away now. What defines the world you know? Don't turn away now. There's a reason why you're here. Come, do not allow yourself to close your eyes to the truth. Can I talk to Robo Sakura? No. It's nurse's office. You feel people inside, door won't budge. You may have noticed, playing as the other character, the girl character was in the seat in front of him, and I think the boy character was sitting next to him. Leo and one of the guys from my class are talking in the hallway up ahead. The attention to detail is quite impressive. Even the surrounding air is surprisingly substantial. If that's the case, this world is in some ways more real than the real world it represents. How about you guys? What are your thoughts on this? You guys? For a moment it feels as if he's including me in his comment. However, Leo begins speaking to my classmate, seemingly oblivious to my presence. Greetings. I believe this is the first time we've had an actual conversation. Leo gives me a smile with no hostility. However, I have the suspicion that there is something malicious behind his smile. Attending school wasn't half bad. I've never had the opportunity to go to one before now. In that respect, this has been quite an interesting experience. Oh, it's a good thing I'm not streaming this. This static effect would be terrible now that I think about it. However, the time for fun has come to an end. I did not come here to play at being a student. No matter how enjoyable the detour, eventually one must return to their appointed path. And for me, the time to do so has arrived. With those final words, Leo turns his back on me. Farewell. No, that's not quite right. I don't think farewell would be accurate in this situation. For reasons I can't explain, I have the distinct feeling that we'll see each other again. So I guess I should use some more congenial see you later. Well, it's time for me to move on. I wish you the best of luck. Leo said as much, even going so far as to look in my direction. For some inexplicable reason, I'm not surprised that Leo knew I was spying on him. I'm trying to get things straightened out in my head when Leo suddenly disappears. No, I turned around and then ran to the other side of the hallway and then died and then did it all again before. That guy just walked straight through there. The student who's following him also disappears after touching the same spot on the wall. At the same moment he vanishes, my vision distorts and a shock threatens to overwhelm me. What's going on here? I wonder if this place is the source of my unease. Like him, I place my hand on the wall, expecting to be drawn in. I see now that the way to the truth, to why I have these feelings, begins right here. I want to know! As Phil Collins said, I want to know about these strangers like me. The atmosphere changes. There's a doorway, an entrance, where the concrete wall used to be. It's not something of this world. There's no doubt this door leads to someplace unfathomable. I bid farewell to this false world. Take my first step toward the truth. Yeah, the naked truth lies only if you realize. Hi. An entrance to another world. Beyond this door, the previous statement perfectly describes the view before me. Walking behind me is my strange, silent attendant. It's said to be my sword and shield for what lies ahead. The disembodied voice suddenly confirms my thoughts. Although I have yet to learn anything, I need to do something besides stand here. At the very least, there might be some clues to this bizarre experience up ahead. I have no choice but to head into the darkness with only this strange doll as protection. Now, am I actually in the dungeon? Yes. Okay. I should have saved before I messed with the wall, just in case. I was using the right analog stick, like that means anything on a PSP. My PSP has a right analog stick, I should point out. It's called a Vita. I like the Vita. It was awesome. I still got mine. Both of them. No longer a typical school campus. The floors and walls, the air, even the aura are slightly off. It wouldn't surprise me to see a monster pop out from the shadows. It's very much like a dungeon here. Welcome, Potential Master. With its shocking suddenness, a voice begins speaking. It sounds like it's coming from the empty sky above. If you are looking for answers, you must reach the goal. Now please, step forward. I legit just choked on nothing. The illuminated cube in front of you is called an item folder. Inside of it is a farewell present of sorts for those about to face the coming trial. Touch it to open it. Good God. Ether shard. Before you is an enemy program. It is programmed to attack on sight. Touching it will initiate a battle. But you won't actually fight as you are too fragile. The effigy given to you will fight in your stead. If your effigy is ever destroyed in battle, you will no longer be shielded from harm. To put it bluntly, you will die, so be very careful in battle. There's no need to be afraid. For now. Just do what I say and you'll be perfectly safe for the time being. First off, why don't I explain a little bit about battles? Oh, you can't skip the tutorial. 3 basic commands you can issue: attack, guard, and break. It's rock, paper, scissors. Each turn in battle is 6 actions and you need to tell your effigy what the strategy will be. I know how to play the game. The enemy before you should be quite easy to defeat as it will only perform break. Break, which focuses solely on power, shouldn't be much of a problem against attack. Use attack and destroy the program. I know. I know how to do this. Huh, you can't use the analog stick for this. So, yeah, you put in all of your commands first, and the point is to figure out your opponent's strategy and preempt them. Every time you get 3 correct in a row, you get an extra attack there. Well, 3 except for guard. No, because guard counters. Yeah. So how'd it go? One thing to know is that in each turn you'll have to plan a series of 6 moves that will defeat your foe. Your goal is still far ahead. Yes, attack beats break, break beats guard, guard beats attack. I think they're going to make me do tutorials for the others too. I was looking at Bones. Another program. Perhaps you're anxious from about fighting in another battle. This enemy will only use attack. Yep. Uh-huh. So it's not all just random guessing. Within dungeons are types of enemies. And certain enemy types have habits for attacking. It's not like, oh, it'll always be attack, attack, break, attack, attack, break, and that's all they ever do. But they'll have habits like they'll always use 2 of a command and then a different one. Like, yeah, 2 attack and then a break because it's different and it's what attack beats. It's trying to figure out that pattern, and as you fight more of a specific enemy type in the dungeon, you will also be able to see the intentions of enemies that you fought multiple times. Your brain figures it out, and your character's brain figures it out too. So you get like multiple levels of this. Do I have any skills? No. Okay. Skills don't have like a matchup. So if like the opponent was using attack or break and I used a skill, it would simply, my skill would take up that turn, depending on what the skill is, kind of thing. And if the target is guarding, they'll take reduced damage if the skill would deal damage. Yes, rock, paper, scissors. Absolute basics, minimum info. Once you master the basics, all that's left is to test yourself in battle and gain valuable experience. I like the skull. Oh, Ammonites. All of the enemy programs you faced so far only used one move, which won't happen in a real fight. Sometimes. You never know. Like you, your enemies will choose their actions based on a situation and general observation. Their actions will be very difficult for you to predict at first. As you face the same enemy multiple times, you'll be able to read their tendencies and patterns accurately, what I was just talking about. Yeah. But it does tend to be a pattern. The first 3 tend to also be what the last 3 will be. So you can like sort that out. So like in that example, if it was attack, break, defend, yeah, guard, or break, break, guard. So the other ones should be break, break, guard. So we want attack, attack, break, attack, attack, break. Not necessarily true for bosses, but it does carry for most normal enemies. I made it. At the end of a very long road, after going through a door that suddenly appeared in the wall, the oppressive air of this place where the spirits of the dead still linger. Here's my goal. That's what I thought. Further in, it appears as if someone had collapsed. When I look into his face, it's the student who was following Leo just now. I call out to him but get no reply. I shake him in an attempt to wake him up when I notice he's stone cold Steve Austin. I go as pale as the corpse before me and I can no longer think coherently. All I can do is stare in bewilderment. It's at this moment. The fallen effigy lying next to the male student comes to his feet with a clatter. After having to fight several enemy programs to get here, it's obvious that this thing's an enemy as well. Without warning, it suddenly twists around and comes right at me. I wouldn't describe that as coming right at me, but whatever. You just shotgun it to start with. Okay, I see. Oh, that sucks. Fuck. What was... The middle two, it used regard. I don't know if it's going to repeat. I think the last one, I think 5 was attack. What did I do? Attack, break, guard. So we'll do attack, guard, break, break, guard, attack. Oh shit. Double shit. Are you kidding me? Well, I don't fucking know how to play the game. I can't talk shit about the doll anymore, can I? You seem to be lacking as well. I hear the sound of a distant voice. The time has come. With your inevitable loss, I will consider this round of preliminaries to be over. Farewell. I pray you will find peace in your annihilation. That is the voice's final words to me. I don't have the power to protest. All I can do is stare at the floor. I think I'm gonna die here. Suddenly, at the edge of my now hazy vision, a lump of brown-colored, or a number of brown-colored lumps seemed to rise from the ground. Actually, it might be that I just noticed them now. They may have been there from the beginning for all I know. Those lumps are the bodies of an untold number of fallen Tsukumihara Academy students. The guy before me wasn't the only one to fall. All the others made it here and died, unable to do anything. And in a very short while, I suppose I'll become one of them. Maybe I should just close my eyes now. I did all that I could, so maybe it'd be better for it to end now. I refuse to give up. I summon all of my strength in an attempt to get back on my feet. However, as I try to move, an unbearably intense pain shoots through my entire body. If that's how it's going to be. No, if this is it. I still refuse to give up. Damn it, I saved forever ago and the game didn't give me another chance. That's right, I can't give up now. Even if I'm forced to concede defeat eventually, it'd be unforgivable to do so now. I feel as if something's wrong. All of my senses grow faint. The pain running through my body is long past my ability to endure it. I now know what the damned suffer. Even so, I must stand. The drive to go on is something I do not understand. It's not like the fear of death is urging me to not give up. I just want to be at peace. Keeping that in mind, why am I trying with all of my might to get back on my feet? I cannot figure out the reason why. I don't know why my life needs to be ended. Why am I here? What am I? I understand now. That must be the reason why. There were those many corpses. There were those many questions. Now, I can't continue without knowing. No. Now that my spirit has been awakened, I cannot allow things to come to an end without knowing. As a representative of the Holy Grail, I can hardly ignore such overpowering doubt. You question your own existence even as it comes to an end, and see your own shortcomings as death approaches. Very well. I expect much from that spirit of yours. There's a servant left that fits a human like you. A nondescript legendary soul fighting for a nameless master. I look forward to your valiant efforts in battle. Oh, don't worry, I'll help myself up, I guess. The sound of breaking glass is accompanied by a light cutting through the gloom. I manage to move my weary body and aching head to see what's happening. I didn't notice it before, but something was slowly rising up from the floor in the middle of the room. That form. Its appearance isn't much different from that of a human being, but something was different. Clearly so. The power emanating from it transcended that of any human, or of any enemy I faced in getting here. An awesome power that seems as if it vaporized anyone it touches, swirls within my body almost against my will. This sucks. I was praying I wouldn't be summoned by mistake, but I see my hope is misplaced. Showing self-restraint is difficult, regardless of one's age. I guess I'll just flounder around pointlessly. I came here in response to a voice calling for me. What kind of moron would needlessly call a servant like me? Pains me to acknowledge it, but since you're the only one here, let me ask, just to be sure. Are you my master? I suppose so. I see. It's not like I get a say, but I've been called by yet another odd master. Should be used to it by now. But a contract is a contract. I'll lend you my power if you want, and will fight for you until your wish ends. You were just shouting why a moment ago. There are very few people who know the answer to that question. Well, it's not a bad wish per se. I now pledge that I will fight by your side until your wish ceases to be. He takes a hold of my hand and helps me to my feet. From the hand he grabbed comes a sudden warmth, and then a sharp pain, like I've been cut by a knife. On the back of my hand, as though tattooed, is a strange symbol that looks like some kind of crest. Totally confused, I alternate between staring at the mark on my hand and the person standing before me. And then a noise behind me brings me back to my senses. Turning around, I see that the effigy from before is still there, now in a fighting stance. I wince uncontrollably, recalling my previous defeat at its hands. To be fair, the game cheated. This seems to be as good an opportunity as any for you to show me your skills as a master. Really, it's nothing to get worked up over. I'm not going to be at my best with a novice master, though. Whatever. I'm getting used to the short end of the stick. Just show me as much of your power as you can. I can't do that voice. Like, his voice. Okay, oh wait, I want to see his skill list. Oh, nothing. Cool. I figured, but... Kick his ass, Archer. Oh. Remember when the tutorial said that enemies won't just only use one attack? Remember when it was wrong just now? The battered effigy stops moving. There's no way it'll still function after being effectively torn apart. I guess I can give you a passing grade. Barely. I expect more from you in the future. He continues to talk. However, the sound of his voice doesn't quite reach my ears. The heat coming from the mark on my hand grew in intensity during the fight, and the resulting pain has become unbearable and burns through my consciousness. The mark implanted on your hand is your command seal. It is proof that you hold dominion over a servant. You can use it to give 3 orders that must be obeyed. Think of them as disposable strengthening spells. It is also proof of your participation in the Holy Grail War. If you lose it for some reason, you will die. Once again, I hear that voice. I somehow manage to ignore the pain and listen to what it has to say. I can understand your confusion, but before I forget, congratulations. You have endured much to make it here. Now rest for a while. You've achieved your first goal. It was an incredibly clumsy effort, to say the least, but that's what made it all the more entertaining. I've had this duty for a long time, but this is the first time I've seen a master as helpless as you. Ah, thanks, asshole. Nevertheless, be proud of your achievement. Your quick thinking came as a result of nerves and rashness. Thinking about it, the voice sounds like that of a 30-year-old man. And it's really irritatingly smug. For some reason, I can see the owner of the voice is a priest, dressed in somber cassock. Oh, and you're curious about my identity. I'm honored, but I am insignificant. I'm merely a part of the system. I'm just a guide, tasked with giving a standard message and given the personality of a prior participant. I'm no more than words, no more than the mountain you just conquered, no more than a record of the past. A record. Extra record? So if I raise any objections to this voice, does that mean I won't receive any answers in return? Exactly. Well, this is unexpected. You've received a commendation. Something about you having a light. I have no clue who would say such a thing about me. That short phrase struck my heart because, for some unknown reason, I knew the words were sincere. And as for I expect good things from you, it seemed like more of a command than an encouragement. Now let us commence your baptism. You've proven yourself worthy of the honor. For most, the monotony of everyday life continues on without end. Your decision to look beyond the accepted and progress means you have earned the right to exist. Remember that. However, you have but taken the first step. Be jubilant, young knight, for the Holy Grail War begins now. I have no idea what he's talking about. The Holy Grail War? The right to exist? That is correct. An object of great power once existed in the world. One that could grant any desire. People called it the Holy Grail and fought endlessly in an attempt to gain sole possession of it. This war, the system you find yourself in now, is an evolution of those struggles. You stand at the entrance of a deadly struggle where many magi will perish in pursuit of the Holy Grail. Archer's face looks like Giovanni in Pokemon Go, and it's bothering me. Mostly because Giovanni in Pokemon Go bothers me. Listen, Magi. Had I not bestowed upon the earth desire, you'd be merely saints capable of committing sin. Now, fight to the death. The fiery throne of heaven will only receive those with the strongest of desires. The voice reverberates throughout this hidden chapel, as if it were the voice of a god. Kill? Magi? Holy Grail that grants wishes. These questions and more swirl inside my head and almost seem to carve themselves into my flesh. In war, a weapon is needed. That is your servant. They are the spear that pierces, the shield that protects. A legendary soul whose purpose is to clear your way to the Grail. That is the one who stands beside you. I glance over at the young man in red standing next to me, who glances at me and then looks away. He's my servant. It seems you have decided, and with that decision as payment, I now open the gates to the Holy Grail War. The marks on my hand, my command seal, once again begin to become excruciatingly painful. It's over. I can't take it anymore. I reach the limits of my endurance and my mind starts to shut down. As I lose consciousness, I can vaguely hear the voice's final words. Now, let the Holy Grail War begin. No matter the era, deciding who is worthy through battle is the divine providence of man. Magi, who have been invited here by the moon, show me your true strength. Save my progress? Yes. And that's also going to be the end of this. We are at just a little over 2 hours of recording. And just as things are picking up, we are at the best stopping point for right now. So that's going to be it for part 1. God, that is a lot. The reading isn't going to become as much as we get into more gameplay later. Right now, this was like 95% reading. Not all of these videos are going to be that. Thank God. I need more tea. My throat's kind of... Once we start getting into dungeons and actually doing stuff, then that's not going to be so bad. Which will be next time, actually. It was a total whim to start doing this right now, but I'm glad I am. I'm looking forward to playing through it more. And, of course, playing through Bayonetta. Oh. Well, I hope that you're looking forward to more of the game. Because I most certainly am. And I hope that you will join me next time for part 2 of Fate Extra. Who am I? What am I? Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.